in China, in Jinan, in Shandong province,
Yeah. Oh, you
1,000 years
studied it.
ago.
Oh, that's where you were.
There was a place. I've got some pictures here. It'll be for Beer Hunters International. I have to show it.
Yeah.
There was a place on a corner, not far from the school where I was supposed to be, but I wasn't. But anyway, story for another day. Where they made baozi. You know
Baozi, I've heard of
the
it.
buns, the
Yeah,
steam
buns.
steam
Baozi.
buns.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Baozi. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, and this place, all they made was that, and it filled with meat and crap, right? But they made the dough and everything there, and they steamed it there.
Yeah.
And it was not far down the road. So I went to this place. I went there so often; it was so good, and I realized that all of this, they used like yeast and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they had in the corner. So you'll recognize this, and a lot of people will. But if you've not been to Asia, how do I describe it? So in a lot of bathrooms in less wealthy houses,
Yeah.
you'll have a squat toilet,
Yeah.
right? And in the corner, you'll have a square thing built with tiles full of water.
Yeah.
And you got a little pot usually floating in their little plastic pail, and you use that for flushing, right? You scoop it and you flush.
Yeah, flush, yeah.
Okay, well, you walk into this place. It had one of those in the main room, a square thing like that. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is that? So I go over and this is when I first got to China. Remember, I knew like 5 words of Chinese, maybe. And like, what the fuck is that was not in my vocabulary. So I'm trying to figure out what was going on here. This is, I love this place. It was beer. It was beer. Because
the whole
all
thing
the
was
yeast
beer.
And shit. Yeah, so they had the square thing in the corner. And they were just brewing beer in that thing. And I was like, what is going on here? So, it used to
a bucket
also
of
be,
beer. A bucket of beer.
It used to be in China. So everybody had their thermos.
Yeah.
You've seen this. I don't know. Maybe outside the big cities, maybe they still do. Yeah. Everyone had their thermos.
Yeah, I got
with
thermos.
Water and a few little tea leaves in it. And you'd be drinking that all day long, right?
Yeah. I got one.
So I went into this place. I brought my thing. And I said, how much? Right. So I figured it out. So I would take this big thermos and I would just dunk it in there, fill up my whole thermos for 5 Chinese cents, which at the time was about 1.25 US cents. So for like a penny, I fill up this 1 liter jug of beer. I hand drew a sign, because what they also used to have, you'll remember these too, the enamel bowls.
Yeah.
So just like an enamel pisser that you'd have in the Wild West or something, right? So they had all these bowls in there. So you would buy if you were there, you would buy these baozi, and they throw like 10 of them in one of these things and hand it to you, sit down and eat. So I started going in there, and I would fill up my thermos to take away, but I would take all these baozi and put them on the table, and take the bowl and go over and scoop up a big old bowl for about a penny. Big bowl like this, right? So I drew a sign, called it Bowl O' Brew Pub. So I'm somewhere in one of my boxes here, I have an old a photo of me standing outside this place with this big sign saying Bowl O' Brew. So that's one of the early origins of Beer Hunters International. So I don't know if I could ever figure out where the fuck that place actually was. It'd be so fun to go back and see if it's still there.